Hello YouTube, this is DJ's Old Gauge Trains. I just got a new engine in the mail by MTH. This is a RS-1 diesel locomotive in the Long Island Railroad paint scheme. This is a Rail King model. This is not a Premier model, although it is scale. And as I slowly get closer to the engine, you'll begin to see all of the separately applied detail on the engine. It is really, really nicely done. I was really surprised when I took it out of the box. It has so many separately applied details on it. It's got safety tread on the walkways. Most of the add-on parts are made of metal or brass. And for the price, that is incredible. Most Rail King scale engines are under $300. This one is no exception. It's under $300. And the detail is just awesome. So I'm going to get even closer, and I'll just start at the front of the engine and work my way to the back. And I will do a typical review on the engine, as most people do today, and I'll show you all the parts on it. So here is the pilot. It has a separately applied coupler cut bar, something you would typically see on a Premier line model or a Lionel Legacy model. The pilot does not have any safety tread on the steps, but as you get up to the walkway, there is safety tread on it. We got the F lettering there for symbolizing the front of the locomotive. The handrails are separately added, and they are made of metal. And you can see the nice safety tread going down the walkway. There you go. And you can see on the body of the engine all of the molded in detail, all of the rivet detail that's molded in. It's very clear, it's very precise, it's really, really nicely done. The number board there does light up. And if we come around, I'll show you the front of the engine there. All of those grab irons are separately added. There is Rule 17 lighting there for that headlight. And if we come up to the top, this piece here, this walkway, going over this vent, that is brass. And of course the vent there is molded in. We've got some more separately applied grab irons on the top there and some more rivets. That smoke unit is operational, and these new Protosound 3.0 engines smoke like crazy. They smoke better than some steam engines that are out there. And if we come to the back, still showing you the top, you got some more rivets and some more separately applied detail there. On the back of the engine here, we have a separately applied brake wheel. And more separately applied grab irons. Now take a look at the trucks. Everything underneath here is all die-cast metal. The trucks are metal. The battery box and fuel tank over there are metal, and it adds a lot of weight to the engine. This is a heavy engine. This is not a lightweight engine. It's definitely not cheaply made. It's beautiful. And then the builder plate there, the Alco builder plate, is legible. American Locomotive Company, General Electric. Really nice. And then you have the famous Long Island Railroad Dashing Dan logo there. So I've got this engine out next to my Alco C420 made by Lionel. It's a Rail Sounds 5.0 engine. And I just wanted to compare and contrast them a little bit just before I start the Rail King engine up. This Rail King engine's paint scheme is pre-World's Fair. It's pre-1964. When the World's Fair came to New York City in Flushing Meadows, Queens, the Long Island Railroad did a little bit of a modification to their paint scheme. They darkened the gray, as you can see. The gray here is lighter, and on the Lionel model it's darker. Both companies are right. This shade of gray is correct on the MTH, and that shade of gray is correct on the Lionel. However, the Lionel orange is a little bit too dark. For what I understand, they left the orange the same shade when they revamped the paint scheme for the World's Fair, but they did add this really cool wave effect. And on these long nose Alcos, it really has a nice effect on the engine. It's really, really cool. So, Long Island, the Long Island Railroad was a big fan of Alco back in the 60s, and a lot of their engines were made by Alco. And the Alco engines were designed to be run long hood forward, just like a steam engine. So that wave here really adds something to the engine. It looks really cool. But the orange is a little bit too dark. If we come over here to the Weaver passenger cars, they are correct. You can see the orange is a little bit lighter than the Lionel model, which is correct, and the gray is the exact same shade of gray on these cars as is on the Lionel model. So MTH's orange is just a little bit too light from what I could see looking at the books, and Lionel's orange is just a little bit too dark. But it looks like Weaver, who is now out of business unfortunately, Weaver models got it right on the money. So, beautiful. That's the true World's Fair color that I could see from looking in the books. I got several books on the Long Island Railroad from the World's Fair era. It's the most popular era of Long Island to collect, and it's really nice looking, really sharp. So I just wanted to do that little bit of comparison for you so you could see, and these cars are great. I think I did a little bit of review on these cars a while back when I first got them. Unfortunately, Weaver Models is out of business, and you won't be able to see these Pullman Bradley cars anymore unless another company's bought the tooling that I just don't know about. But these cars are great, and I'm very happy to have gotten them. And they were an uncatalogued special run done in the during the last time that Weaver issued these cars, which was about 2 years ago. So, and they just finally arrived, I guess, about 6 months ago. Great cars, though. So, what I'll do now is I'll start this engine up. I have a little bit of a controversy with the passenger station announcements in this set, and I'll get to that at the end of the video. First, I'm just going to let you hear how the set runs and let you see it in action. So, here you go.
This stop East Hampton. This stop East Hampton.
Get one of those tips there.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir.
May I take your baggage?
Sure.
Ticketed passengers only.
me help you with your baggage. I got it.
Now departing for Oyster Bay on track number 1, train number 500.
Pardon me. Hurry up now. Let's get that baggage loaded. Be careful on the steps.
Thank you, sir.
Down 40. Hurry up now. Hold the boat.
Careful on the steps now.
Whoa.
Conductor is giving us a highball signal.
Alright, so if you listen to the passenger station announcements on the train, it was arriving from New York, which is correct, obviously, for a Long Island Railroad train, and then it stopped in East Hampton, but then it was departing for Oyster Bay. So if a train was going from New York out to East Hampton, its final destination would not be Oyster Bay. Oyster Bay is in Nassau County. East Hampton is out by Montauk in Suffolk County on the other end of the island. So they made a mistake with the stops in this train. So the 4 stops that are programmed in this train are Jamaica, East Hampton, Eastport, and Babylon. And the final destination is Oyster Bay. So that's incorrect. Oyster Bay trains did stop at Jamaica, like all other Long Island Railroad lines stopped at Jamaica, with the exception of the Port Washington branch. But from Jamaica, the stops would be like Mineola, Roslyn, Locust Valley, Seacliff, stops like that. So Oyster Bay is nowhere near Montauk, so I'm not sure why MTH did that. It's really a disappointing mistake for me, growing up on Long Island and Long Island Railroad being one of my favorite railroads to collect. I'm really just kind of disappointed that MTH did that. All they had to do was look on a Long Island Railroad map and see the stops on Oyster Bay and realize that, hey, we should put stops on the Oyster Bay branch in a train going to Oyster Bay. So I have no idea why they did that. In my opinion, they should offer a fix for that, because if they had done 5 more minutes worth of research, they would not have made this mistake. But in any case, if you're looking to get one of these models, they are great. If MTH doesn't fix the problem, I could always just put freight sounds in the engine. MTH did just release a RS-3 in Long Island that has passenger announcements from what I understand. So I'd like to hear the sound set in that and see if it's correct. I could always change it out and put that one in. But if you're looking at purchasing one of these models, they're available in New Haven, Pennsylvania, New York Central, and this one, Long Island. So they're great engines. The other 3 should have freight sound effects in them, so you won't have the same mistake that's in this one. But other than that mistake, this engine is great. It's a great value. It's a great buy. It looks great, and it sounds great. So this is DJ's Old Gauge Trains. I'm running out of time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.